Hey guys, 7th here. This is an unboxing video. It's a very special unboxing video, one that I've been waiting to do since all the way back last summer. And it's a long, arduous tale. Suffice it to say that I pre-ordered this piece of hardware last summer. It was supposed to come out in December. Didn't come out due to a hardware flaw, so they had to go back to manufacturing. Was supposed to come out in March. Didn't come out. Was supposed to come out in May. Didn't come out. Was supposed to come out this month, and it did, but they announced that they were going to be selling them to local stores first, so the majority of us who had pre-ordered through Amazon, Newegg, and what have you were not going to get theirs until next September. This obviously was not going to fly. So I called my friend Scott at Gamers Alley, the store you hear me talk about so much, and I said, "Scott, can you get me a Retron 5? And he said, "Well, I think I can." And he called them up and they told him, "We're 90% sure you'll get them on such and such a date." Well, then they call him. I went ahead and pre-ordered it, and I canceled my Amazon pre-order. And then they called him back and said, "Sorry, it's not going to make it when we said. It's not going to be until maybe a week or two later. We're not sure." And he tore them a new one and told them basically, "Hey, I got people waiting on this. You either need to fulfill the order that I placed or you lose my business." And so they fulfilled the order and sent along some free additional stuff as an apology for it not showing up when it was supposed to. So, long story short, today we're doing an unboxing of the Retron 5. What is the Retron 5, you may ask? The Retron 5 is a retro gaming console that allows you to play a lot of your favorite retro titles without having to pull your old game systems out of storage. It also has a lot of interesting features to it that a more modern console would have, and I'm going to go over them real quick. It's got wireless Bluetooth rechargeable controllers. It's got HDMI output on it. So I can actually hook this up to my TV downstairs, and as soon as I get a PVR that has HDMI, I'll be able to get back to doing my retro gaming reviews. I had to stop last year after I did 2 because the little retro console that I was using, was a little $30 thing I bought to do the NES reviews, burn out on me, and my NES is the top loader that doesn't have audio video out, so I can't really do reviews with it. Now, like I said, it's wireless controllers. However, if you don't like the controllers that come with it, you can still plug in your old controllers. Now, what this plays, it plays NES, Famicom, Genesis, Mega Drive, Super NES, Super Famicom, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy games. And if you have the old power-based converter that you used to back in the day, you could plug into your Genesis to play Sega Master System games, it's compatible with this. So if you have the Master System converter, the power-based converter, you can play Master System games on this too. Now, if you look on the back, it's got some of your text specifications for everything that it does. It's, let's see here. Multiple system compatibility, graphical user interface, HDMI output, save and load states, so you don't have to worry if the battery in your cartridge has gone dead. It'll save them on the system. It's got improved graphics, improved audio. If you were a fan of the Game Genie, it has built-in Game Genie. And you can download new codes off the website via an SD card. Wireless controllers, still got the original controller ports. It's 100% compatibility, which is not 100% true. Some of the carts that are coming out now, the indie carts from people that are still making games for the systems, most of those don't work. Let's see here, what else we got. Now it's 720p, so 720p high definition. And believe it or not, the games look quite well with that. You'd think they'd look like crap, but they don't. They look really good. Now as you can see, there's Game Boy Advance, Famicom, NES, Super Nintendo, and there's the Genesis controller. So let's open this thing up and see what's inside, shall we? Okay folks, here it is. Here's everything that comes in the box. First off, we'll look at the controller. I don't really like the feel of it. It's not exactly ergonomic. It's kind of square and bulky. And this thing, I can already tell this is not something that's going to work for some of the NES games, because you know those games were designed on a control cross that's up, down, left, right. And listen to this. You hear that? It even feels clicky. Now you can see it trying to pair just because I'm messing with it. But otherwise, it's very similar to a modern controller. Here's where your micro USB charger goes. It's got different buttons. Don't really like the way those buttons look. Let's see what they feel like. They're very clicky. They don't feel like NES buttons, but of course, you know, why would they? I don't like that either. There's almost no give. You know what it feels like? It feels like clicking a mouse clicker. It feels like clicking the buttons on a mouse. Don't like that too much. But anyway, that's why it's got ports for the original controllers on it. So, not worried about that. Now let's see. It comes with an HDMI cable. Comes with an instruction manual with some free stickers from Hyperkin. Here's your micro USB charging cable. Here's some adapters in case you're one of those Asian or European people. I'm just kidding, guys. But that's what these are. These are just adapters so that if you're not in the US, you can use it in other territories. And then, of course, here's your AC adapter. Now, here's the actual console. Now, as you can see, the back of it has a slot to hold a controller. It only holds one, though. And as you can see, there's your Genesis port, there's your SNES port, there's your NES port, and there's your Famicom port. And with the SNES port, that also does Super Famicom, and with Genesis, that also does Mega Drive. Now, in this console comes in two colors. Okay, it comes in this nice sexy black that I got with purple highlighting, or it comes with a more traditional gray with purple highlights for that Super NES look. That's the one you would have seen in unboxing videos so far, like the Hip Hop Gamers review of it. Yeah, he got his for free by begging for it. I paid cash money for mine. Now, there's your ports for your NES, SNES, and Genesis controllers. And if you look on the back here, there's the SD card slot, there's your HDMI, regular USB, and your AC adapter. If you look on the front, also on the other side, you have more controller ports. And then you look on the front, there's your power button. Now, one problem with the power button, you have to hold it in for 5 seconds to get it to come on. I'm not really sure why that is. People have been asking them about that, and they have stated that that could be fixed in a firmware update or changed. And then here is where your Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color carts plug in. Sorry, no DS. But I'm really excited to give this thing a go. This is really going to allow me to get back in business with my retro reviews once I get a HDMI PVR, which will probably happen sometime this month, depending on money. And then I can really start putting out some retro game reviews. So, Heavy Metal Gamer Show, you're going to have some stiff competition, son. No, I'm just kidding. Heavy Metal Gamer's my boy. If y'all haven't subbed to him, go check him out. He puts out good reviews. But anyway, let's hook this sucker up and let's give it a go, shall we? As I said, here's my free tote bag. Yay. And here is my free extra controller. So again, special thanks out to Scott at Gamers Alley for going above and beyond for me on this one and making sure that I got one and got it in the color that I wanted. Thank you, sir. It's obvious that you care about your customers. Alright guys, so here's the main menu of the Retron 5, and as you can see, I'm running it on my big TV in the living room. And Currently I've got Contra Hardcore for the Genesis in there. And you've got your play option, your settings, power off, and you have something called game menu. Now if you look on the left hand side, the one that's lit up is the system that it detects. So as you can see, you've got Game Boy Advance, Famicom, NES, SNES, and Genesis. Also does regular Game Boy games. Now the game menu, when you go into it, you've got cheats, copy your save to the Retron memory, or copy your save from the Retron memory to the cart. I haven't really played with either one of those. I just let the Retron save the state directly to the Retron. Haven't really played with cheats, but let's take a look and see what it offers for Contra, just to see what it does. Let's see, activate a level select, activate start with all weapons, 99 lives cheat. Each bomb found is worth 99 bombs. Each enemy killed gives you an extra life. As you can see, it's kind of like having a Game Genie just built into the console. Got infinite health, infinite lives, infinite continues. Now there's some other settings here to show you. Currently it's set to Super Eagle Image Filter, which that gives it a more smooth look than what it would look like on a normal Genesis. And you've also got a screen size where you can zoom it in to where it fills the whole screen, but when you do that it cuts the top and the bottom off the image, so I don't really recommend doing that. I recommend keeping it on the original aspect ratio. Sound enhancement gives the sound just a fuller, richer sound to it than what you would have gotten out of the old console, and you also have a bass and treble boost that you can do, just other things like that. You can completely remap the controller to have the buttons of any configuration that you want. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to customize the experience. But for now, we're just going to play the game. You ready, 8?
Mm-hmm.
Check it out, 8. We're invincible.
Oh yeah, that's epic.
Of course, you guys know normally I would not play like this. This is just showing you guys how the cheats on this thing work.
Oh my. Cyborg. That took almost no
Bye-bye.
time. Wait.
Yeah.
Ah! Oh, I made it.
Yeah!
Wow.
Oh my!
Wait.
Oh yeah, there's another boss on this. I forgot.
And he's gonna die soon.
I can just run around and duck. My bullets are going to go straight to him.
I have to walk up to him.
I dare you to hurt me! I feel so guilty for doing this, but it's the best way to show off the built-in Game Genie function. But let me tell you something, this is not an easy game to beat on its
Have you
on
ever
its
beat
own.
it?
I did when I was like 17. I don't know if I could do it now.
That's me.
You can call me Deadeye Joe.
Oh, I get it.
I'm just gonna call you Turd. Thanks, Dr. Wily. Come on, son. You can't hurt me. I'm invincible.
Invincible. Nice pronunciation.
You know you love it. Another nice thing about this Contra Hardcore is once you grab a weapon, it's in your menu. So instead of swapping to another weapon when you grab a new one like older Contras, this one it just gets added to your weapon menu at the top, so you can just swap between them at will. I now have a lame-ass laser.
Oh, that's cool. That's one of my weapons. We're devastating.
Laying waste. Mini boss.
Yeah, where are we?
Kill it with fire.
We're in the Nexus.
It's a giant floating
Red block.
Taurus horoscope sign.
Whoa. Now he's a bunch
You
of
can't hurt
squares.
me.
Now he's a bunch of squares.
Quick, we have to kill Tetris. Don't hurt me, I'm just trying to make a buck, it says.
Wow. Sure, like we'd believe that.
One thing I can definitely say, the music isn't as good as Contra 3 on the Super Nintendo.
We shouldn't be reading text.
Now, any future reviews that I'm doing with this, they're going to actually be captured with my PVR. I'm not going to record them with the camcorder like this. I mainly just did this so that you could kind of get the feel for what it looks like live on an actual TV.
Its face reminds me of the gas mask in Insidious.
Thank God I saved you.
I stood in the same place the entire time.
We're on a dinosaur's head.
Dinosaur.
He's like, what the hell is going on? This is the worst dandruff ever! Help! I have a horrible human infestation! Well, and a werewolf, but you get the point.
I was about to say, I'm not a human.
Background reminds me of Thunder Force 3. What the...
What is this? Whatever it is, I'm shooting it.
It looks like a robot from Johnny Quest.
What? In the name?
He's fabulous! Another one? Gee, why you gotta bust my balls?
Haha.
I don't care. You just go ahead and grab all the goodies. I don't even care. What the hell, man? I don't have any bombs. You're the one with all the bombs.
How did I end up with all the bombs?
I don't know. You always get all the cool stuff.
It's because I always play fair.
You do not. You cheat like nobody's business.
No, I don't.
You cheat like Lindsay Lohan at an all-you-can-snort crack buffet.
What? I don't even want to ask where you came up with that. I don't even want to ask.
Is this thing ever gonna die?
I think it's the main boss fight of this level. I can't even see it. It's like all over the place. It's going insane.
Wow.
Did we
Wow. God, the sound in this game sucks. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Is this the last level?
It's Space Dandy!
It's a trap!
It's Dr. Wily and Space Dandy. We don't want to hear it, Dr. Wily. Proceed with the ass kickery. Bye, Space Dandy. We shall fight to the end!
What?
You picked surrender, you turd.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You pushed down and selected surrender.
I didn't mean to.
Look, we're all tied up.
I was pushing buttons. I was pushing buttons. I wanted to.
You surrendered us. You turned us into the French. Jesus.
Not my fault.
You made me look bad in front of all my YouTube friends while I'm using cheat codes. But you made me look bad. I don't even know what's going on.
I am the fire werewolf.
Look at that. Jump button didn't work on me again.
I'm not even using the jump button that much. I'm not even using the walk button that much.
Well, that's because you're invincible. Ah, crap. Now I got some kind of wacky grenade launcher. It's a brain with teeth. Mother Brain had sex with Krang, and that's what she brought forth. Ha ha ha. I killed you, son of Mother Brain. Da, 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 da.
Well,
Perhaps now would be a good time to look for that escape pod.
Well, there you go. Punch your hard corpse in 30 minutes.
I don't even think it was that long. Wow, wow, wow. Typical Genesis music.
Credits.
Wow, that ending was so awesome. Anyway, folks, this is the Retron 5. Great system for any of you wanting to get into retro game collecting. And I'm going to be using it a lot to do more retro redneck reviews in the very near future. In fact, I plan on starting on that later on today. So, my overall score. Out of 7, I'd give the Retron 5 in its current state a 6. It would be fantastic, but it's still got a few glitches that they need to work out with future firmware updates. Hardware itself is fantastic. It's very well built, a lot better built than the older Retron systems, I'll tell you that much. Again, the only stickler there, the cartridges are a little bit hard to pull out of it once you get them in there. So, for the price that you pay for it, which is $139.99, it's a great buy. So I highly recommend it. Until the next video, this is 7.